Top 10 Most Expensive Cars Sold at Auction. 1956 Aston Martin DBR1. In August 19, 2017, this DBR1 was sold for $22,500,000 at the RM Sotheby's Monterey sale. The most valuable British car to ever sell at auction. The first of 5 DBR1s. This car was the winner of the 1959 Nürburgring 1000 km. Raced by Roy Salvatori, Sterling Moss, Jack Brabham, and Carroll Shelby, among others. And maintained by Aston Martin specialists R.S. Williams. This is the most important model in Aston Martin history. At number 9. 1955 Ferrari 410 Sport. Although there is also a 410 Sport recently sold in August 2022. This particular chassis number beat it by just 1 million more at the auctions. First raced at Palm Springs in 1957 where, driven by Carroll Shelby, it finished in first place. This prototype 410S was sold to noted Ferrari team owner, Antonio "Tony" Paravano, in California. Due to issues with the IRS, Paravano fled California for Mexico in 1957. In 1970, the car was acquired by Robert Dusek, who returned the car to the United States in 1971, where a comprehensive restoration was completed. The car remained in Dusek's Pennsylvania collection for nearly 4 decades. And in 2008, ownership changed and the car returned to Europe and into a significant private collection. And finally in 2014 where it was sold to an unknown buyer who bought the car over the phone. A private collector. And since its acquisition has never been seen again. At number 8. 1964 Ferrari 275 GTBC Speciale. Sold for an amazing $26,400,000. This was among the most rare Ferraris from the mid-1960s. There were a total of 453 275 GTB models made for sale to the general public. But the 275 GTBC Speciale, which are special editions made by Maranello, only numbered a total of 3. Making them ultra-rare examples.
The car behind me is the highlight, the star of the Monterey weekend. It is the 1967 Ferrari 275 GTB4 NART Spider, and it's offered from a family that bought it new. Eddie Smith Sr. bought this car new in North Carolina.
In August 2013, a 1967 275 GTB4S NART Spider, chassis 10709, sold for $27.5 million at RM Sotheby's Monterey, California auction. Previously owned by Eddie Smith of Lexington, North Carolina. Mr. Smith purchased it new in 1968 and drove it regularly until his death in 2007. Subsequently, the car remained in possession of his family until the 2013 auction sale. Mr. Smith Jr. felt that the car was sort of being imprisoned, hence the reason for the selling it. The winning bid was by Lawrence Stroll, collector and part owner of Aston Martin Formula One team. The Smith family announced that the proceeds of the sale will be donated to charity. These cars were initiated by Ferrari's North American dealer, Luigi Chinetti. He asked Sergio Scaglietti and Enzo Ferrari to build a Spider version of the 275 GTB4, which Chinetti bought for approximately $8,000 each, and listed at $14,400 retail. These cars were informally named NART Spiders, referring to Chinetti's North American racing team. While the name NART was never part of this model's official designation from the factory, a cloisonné badge with the team's logo was installed on the rear of each car. The Ferrari 290mm was a sports racing car produced by Ferrari in 1956. It was developed to compete in the 1956 edition of Mille Miglia, hence the acronym MM, and 4 cars were built. Powered by a new 3.5-liter, 60-degree Giano V12. Displacement was 3,490 cc. Maximum power of 320 horsepower at 7,200 revolutions per minute, and a top speed of 280 km per hour or 170 miles per hour. The car won the 1956 Mille Miglia, raced by Eugenio Castellotti, while another 290mm, driven by Juan Manuel Fangio, finished 4th. On December 10, 2015, RM Sotheby sold the 290mm driven by Juan Manuel Fangio in the 1956 Mille Miglia at auction for $28 million. The highest price for a car sold in 2015 and the 3rd most expensive ever at that time.
It may look a little worse for wear in places, but this 1954 Mercedes-Benz just made auction history by becoming the most expensive Mercedes ever sold.
17.5 million, a new world auction record price at Bonhams, 17.5 million.
The auction house Bonhams, in its Goodwood Festival of Speed sale on July 12, 2013, sold Mercedes-Benz W196R chassis serial 00006, 54. For a new world record £19.7 million sterling. This high price was achieved in recognition of the fact that this chassis is the only example of the model available in private hands. All its surviving sisters being in original manufacturer or institutional museum hands. This particular car is also the most successful of all surviving W196R cars. Being the individual driven by Juan Manuel Fangio to win the 1954 German and European Grand Prix at the Nürburgring. And then adding a second consecutive victory in the 1954 Swiss GP at Bern's Bremgarten circuit. With that second race win, added to his early season victories in the Argentine and Belgian GPs in a Maserati 250F. Fangio clinched the second of his ultimately 5 Formula One Drivers' World Championship titles. Number 4, 1957 Ferrari 335S. Only 4 cars were made in total. The direct descendant of the 315S, the 335S made its debut at the infamous 1957 Mille Miglia. One of the rarest Ferraris in existence has become the most expensive cars ever sold at auction. Price tag, £25 million, or about $36 million. Auction house Art Curial Motorcars put the vehicle on the block during its annual Retromobile sale in Paris. Auctioneers there compared it to Picasso's paintings or Rodin sculptures. Ferrari's workshop equipped the model with a 4.1-liter V12 engine, giving it a massive 400 horsepower and enabling it to reach a top speed of 190 miles per hour, unheard of at the time. The fact that it was driven by some of the world's best drivers, including British Formula One champions Mike Hawthorn and Stirling Moss, only increased the price. At number 3 on our list, 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. Originally designed to meet the requirements of the 3-liter FIA GT World Championship category, the 250 GTO would end up in a class unto itself. Only a total of 39 would ever be produced that would be considered from the GTO family. Of those 39, only 31 would be from the 1962 to 1963 line of 250 GTO. Among those 31, only 28 are known to have been fitted with the original 3-liter V12 engine. The 17th, and perhaps the best, of those 31 with the true 3-liter V12 would be chassis 3851 GT. Nearly all of the 250 GTOs that would be built have an impressive racing pedigree. However, Few would match this car's longevity and success over such a period of time. Still, with its original engine, the 1962-63 Ferrari 250 GTO, chassis 3851 GT, would be offered for sale for the first time in nearly 50 years. Offered as part of the 2014 Bonhams Quail Lodge auction. The car would set a record selling for $38,115,000, making it one of the most priceless Ferraris and the top 3 on recorded history.
One of the finest GTOs amongst the 36 cars produced by Ferrari. It's chassis number 3413. We present to you the most important car ever offered at public auction, the Ferrari 250 GTO, chassis 3413.
We're going to open the bidding here with me at 33, 34, $35 million. We're starting at $35 million. The bid is at 35 million. Are you still with me? 44 million. Oh, Gus was sitting on your seat. You're going to sit down. Are you sure? Shelby at 44 million, and ladies and gentlemen, the bid is at $44 million now. Looking in the room at 44 million. Looking at David at 44 million. Looking again at Shelby at 44 million. Going once at $44 million. Going twice at $44 million. At $44 million. Selling here at RM Studies, ladies and gentlemen, for $44 million to Shelby, the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. For all done, $44 million. Well done. 6882.
The world's most important, desirable, and legendary motor car. The third of only 36 GTOs built, considered by marque experts to be one of the most authentic and original of all GTO examples. One of 4 upgraded in period by Scaglietti with Series 2 GTO 64. One of 7 to ever receive this more aggressive and successful coachwork. Driven by Edoardo Lualdi Gabardi to victory in the 1962 Italian GT Championship. And key contributor to Ferrari's victory in the 1964 International Championship for GT manufacturers with its class win in the 1964 Targa Florio. Over 15 class and overall wins during the 1962 to 1965 seasons. Inspected by both marque specialist Marcel Massini and Ferrari Classic A representatives prior to the auction. In the annals of automotive history, no initials loom larger than GTO. Claiming rarity, a long pedigree of mechanical development, beautifully sculpted coachwork, and an overwhelmingly successful competition record. The Ferrari 250 GTO has justifiably evolved into the world's most desirable collector car.
I'd like to open this evening's auction at 50 million euros. At 70 million euros. In a new place at 85 million euros. The Uhlenhaut Coupe, the Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Coupe. This is it, your final. 100 million euros. First man to bid 100 million euros for it. Thank you. Michelle, back in the room here, 110 million euros. And it could be yours. The hammer is up. 135 million euros. Here it comes, and selling. It's yours. Sold to you, sir. Thank you very much indeed.